Hey, so it's Monday night again and I'm going to be working on the Mini, but tonight I'm only going to be giving it about an hour because that's all the time I have. So to cap off from last week, what I did was I started doing the guards on this and it's just sat there for the week. Now there's a couple of things I wasn't really happy with once I'd finished last week, and it got me thinking during this week as to how I want to go about rectifying the issues that I've got. So first of all, the first issue that I have is this guard sits too low. So although that looks kind of cool, being so low and everything, if I did the front the same, I wouldn't be able to turn my wheels. It wouldn't be practical for the road or anything like that. And if I wanted to drop it down really, really low, it would also, it'd look awesome as well. But yeah, it's just not practical for the road. So I need to raise the rear, and when I do the front, make the front level as well. So my plan is to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to cut a couple of sheets of steel to fill in here. This car never meant to be this wide, hence that's how wide we made the arches to start with. So all I'm going to do is cut two pieces and then bend them, and then I'm going to weld them on, and then I can trim them later, or trim them to size however I need them to be. That'll give me a much easier base to start with when I'm trying to form the guards. Now again, I've never done this before. I'm figuring it as I go, and like I said last week, I'm going to have to do this several times before I figure out a way to make this work. But I think first off, what I need to do is get my my wheel arches extended, and then I can work on the rest of it. So I will probably again change my thought of direction and stuff a little bit later, but at least for now I can get this side of things done, and it won't take me too long to do. So it does unfortunately mean that this work that I did last week, this all needs to come off. So I did this as a test to see the shape, to see how I liked it. I did quite like it, but again, it's shown, proof of concept, I guess you will. I've got an idea. The other thing that sort of bugged me was this angle here was too extreme. So if you look down there, it comes off too sharp. So I need to gradually turn that down. Having the guards extended like I need to will probably allow me to get a better shape and everything like that as well. So yeah, this is all just trial and error. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut off now, and hopefully get my outer guards, my new outer guards, cut up, ready to go. The other thing I'm going to need to do is get a wheel alignment done on this before I get too much further ahead. If my wheels are pointing in like that, for example, then it's going to make my guards all out of whack. So I think at this stage what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these pieces in here, and I'm going to cut them slightly oversized so that if the alignment is out, I've got room to move. So and I can trim them back to where I need them, versus just trying to jiggle, make everything work with what's here. So the best way moving forward, I think, for me to do these pieces here is, I mean, it looks reasonably close at the moment, but all I'm going to do is we have a straight edge, put it on there into the edge. Let's call that 70 millimeters. We'll do the same here, and that's roughly 70 millimeters. So that's to the edge of the tyre here. Now if I go over and check the other side real quick, clearly when we put the other side on, it's not 100%. So if I was to measure, I could probably measure different points around the guard, and I would say that the inner guard is just in a slightly different position for whatever reason. So basically, long story short, I'll cut 2 pieces at 70mm, then I can just trim it to be what I need it to be. So that should be easy enough, as long as I have enough movement for the guard to move, you know, so the wheel will move up and down inside the guard, then it's not going to matter how far it comes out. I think I'm just waffling. Well, that was a big fat fail. I don't have the right steel, so I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow to get the right size steel. I've got plenty of the other sizes, but none of the stuff that I need, which is 1mm thick, to do the guards. So I will shoot down at some point tomorrow, get some steel, and hopefully find some time to get this done for tomorrow at some point. So yeah, catch you soon. Alright, follow on from yesterday, I managed to go get some steel today. I've already pre-cut the pieces that I need, which are here, and now it's time to shape them on the car, ready to take them on. So Benny's going to be helping today. Hello Benny. Benny, you're not interested? Benny. Hey Benny. No? No? Okay. Anyway, so from here on I need to, I don't have any rollers here. I haven't invested any rollers because I basically haven't needed to make many things in the shape of a wheel arch or a tube or anything like that to this point. So it's something I will invest with, but right now I'm just going to have to make do with what I have. So what I'm going to use is a wheel and a tyre to get the shape. That's pretty much how we rolled this one. And then once we've got the general shape, then we can just flare it out and get everything sitting right from there. So anyway, with that said, wish me some luck. I will go get the wheel, I will go get my clamps and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully I won't make a hash of it. Alright, let's see if this is going to work better. The wheel's a little bit too big. Do we have an old rim? Now, if I can just roll it on here. So, that is pretty much rolled there. If we go and stick that up to there. Oh, look at that, almost perfect. So, here we go. Got my welding torch. So, here do I go? So I'm moving my way around this new piece that I'm installing on the car, and I'm only doing little spot tack welds, or little fuse welds, whatever you want to call them. Now this is so that I can get everything in place where I need it to be before I fully weld it, and it also allows me, if there's any adjustments that I need to make, I can easily just cut the weld and then reposition and then re-weld again. So I'm also checking with my ruler to make sure it's square and flat with the other piece that I'm working with. So yeah, this is a really common technique of putting things on so you don't have to do things twice. You'll see I'm making little tack welds, and they're about 1 inch apart, or 25mm apart. Now this does two things. It lets me get less heat into the piece I'm working on, but B, it also gives me a guideline for spacing when I'm going to fully weld it up. Good. Good. here we have it, that's my guard. It's actually really, really solid. So now I can go and basically weld this all on. It's all nice and done now, so it's all got full penetration, you can feel it underneath. So what I can do is I can go an inch at a time. That's pretty much why I did these dots, is so that I can weld an inch at a time. So let's just go ahead and get that done, shall we? So jumping straight into this, you'll notice first off that I'm doing what's called stitch welding. I will be going over this in its entirety, but for now what I'm trying to do is trying to disperse the heat being put into the steel from welding. Now if I was to weld one continuous bead, chances are that the steel will warp to a point where I won't be able to bring it back. And by doing piece by piece, it distributes the heat of the steel so it doesn't pull, it doesn't want to bend, etc, etc. And by the time I go from one end to the other, it's pulled down. Now you'll also notice that I'm not using any filler wire. This is because I'm doing a process called fuse welding, in which you're using the two edges of the pieces of metal to blend together, and it's not a structural part, so I don't need to worry about strength so much. Hey, okay, so I'm done for the night. I've got to go and make dinner and all that sort of stuff. So I've just done one guard, but it shows that it's pretty easy to do. So as you can see, I have fuse welded about 95% of this. The only problem being was here where it all turned to shit. So yeah, pretty happy overall with what's happened here. And then I just need to, tomorrow I will go and do the other side. So all in all, probably took me about an hour each side, or one side. So yeah, now I've got that down. So I think looking at how much the rear wheel moved, I'm going to go and take it for a wheel alignment sooner rather than later. So before I get any further on the rear guards, I really need to make sure that the wheel alignment is in the right place, front and rear. So I think the smartest thing for me to do from here is do the other side, of course, do the fillet on the other side, and then take it for a wheel alignment, and then I'll know where the suspension is sitting, and I can chop the guards down from there to get the shape that we want. So it's all good stuff, just takes a little while to get there. So anyway, I'll cap that off for now, and then I'll probably just race through and do the other side so it's done, and then we can continue on with the rest of it. As you can see, I am just spraying something onto the newly made wheel arch. Now this is a product called Brunox. It's for preventing rust. So it's a rust kill, rust preventative, whatever you want to call it, commonly used by panel beaters. And we're putting it on here because the car will periodically be sitting outside, so there's chance of it raining, being New Zealand. Yeah, so before I primer it, I put this stuff on it just because I want to protect it for the future from rusting and all that sort of thing. So the more I do now, the less I have to worry about it later. I'm going to finish off here for now. Next episode we'll be seeing some more things happening to the Mini. I've got some new suspension I'm swapping out, some bolts I'm putting in, and then hopefully we can get into a wheel alignment as well. But for now I'm going to finish things off with painting the rear guards because it's going to go outside, and as you can see, it looks a little bit wet out there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time, and hope you enjoy what we do.